Hi, it's Bob from HeCooksForMe.com. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're prepping for our Christmas meals tomorrow. So we have a few recipes that we can make ahead of time. You put them in the fridge and they can sit in the fridge until you're ready to use them for tomorrow. We're going to start today with an egg strata that we're going to have for our brunch. So for our recipe today we have a 9x13 casserole dish, and we have buttered it. So you just rubbed it with a stick of butter so that the stuff doesn't stick in it. We're going to put in about a half a loaf of French bread that we've cubed up. It makes about 5 cups of the bread cubes. And you just want to spread that evenly across the bottom of the dish. And then this is 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And we're just going to pour it over the top of the bread. And then we're going to spread our cheeses across. This is 2 cups of Swiss cheese. Although when Renee's around, you always end up with more cheese than it actually asks for, because she doesn't believe you could ever have too much cheese. So this may be 2 1/4 cups, something like that. And we'll spread that over the top of the bread and butter. And then this is a grated Parmesan. It's a half a cup, and that goes over the top of that. For the next step, I melted the other 3 tablespoons of butter in a pretty good sized saucepan. And I'm going to start by sauteing 1/3 cup of chopped up onions. These will saute for probably 2 minutes. So the onion's been sauteing now for a couple of minutes. It's starting to soften up. So now we're going to add in our minced garlic and saute for probably just another minute. Realize I didn't tell you how much garlic. That was a teaspoon of garlic that we put in there. It's now sauteed another minute, minute and a half, and everything's smelling great. So we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of flour, and now we need to whisk pretty much continuously. It's going to soak up all that butter that's in there, and we want it to actually start to brown just a little bit. It's going to take a couple minutes to do this. Our mixture now is thickened up pretty good. It's starting to brown just barely. We've had the 2 to 3 minutes in there. So now we're going to add in 1.5 cups of chicken stock, and you want to just keep whisking as this comes in so that it combines that flour mixture back into that chicken stock. So now that flour has mixed in with that chicken broth, it's all a consistent liquid. So we're going to add in 3/4 cup of white wine. And this is a half a teaspoon salt, half a teaspoon pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Whisk it all back together again, and then we're going to crank up some heat on this so it'll come to a boil. So now our mixture is boiling pretty good, so I'm going to turn it down to a simmer level. We use probably about a 3 on our stove for simmering. It should have just a little bit of bubble left in it, and it's going to simmer for about 15 minutes now, or until it thickens up. We took our mixture off the simmer now. It's thickened up. Hopefully you can see it. It's about the thickness of a good gravy. We're going to add in 1/2 cup of sour cream and just stir it in really well. So now our sour cream's all stirred into the mixture here. So I'm going to take about a quarter to a third of it out and put it into the egg mixture. So now I'm going to whisk on the eggs as I'm pouring this in. Again, so that it doesn't cook into those eggs. It just slowly mixes in with them and brings them up to temperature. So now I've probably added a good quarter, maybe a third of that gravy mixture into the eggs. So we should be heated up pretty well. And I'm going to pour it all now back into this pan and mix it. Now that our eggs are all incorporated into that, we're just going to pour it straight over our cheese and bread mixture. You want to make sure everything gets pretty well covered here. And then we're going to actually cover this with a plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. It needs to be refrigerated at least 8 hours, and up to 24 hours. So that's why it's a great make-ahead recipe like this. And we'll pull it out tomorrow when we're ready to use it. It needs to sit out at room temperature for an hour, and then we'll throw it in the oven. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and consider hitting that red subscribe button. It really helps if you can share my videos with friends and family that might be interested, or watch some of the other videos on my channel. I hope this dish, or one of my other featured dishes, finds its way into your kitchen soon.